Hi folks, this time we are going to talk about group 2 on the periodic table, the alkaline earth metals. Now group 2 is right here. Group 2, also known as 2A in that old-fashioned numbering system. If you recall from last time, alkaline means base former. So this group also makes bases. But it also contains the name earth, and earth is an old-fashioned word in chemistry that means does not dissolve very well. The alkaline earth metals tend to make compounds that are not good at dissolving. They just do not mix with water well, and they tend to just not dissolve very well. And we'll go into a lot of examples as we go down that group 2. This is the second most reactive metal family on the periodic table. And the members are beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, and radium. I had an old instructor one time that asked me to memorize all of the elements on the periodic table in order and would give us a blank chart and say, fill it in with all the symbols. And the little mnemonic device my classmates and I came up with for this was better magazines can survive baby rash. Yeah, silly, but it works, and to this day I still remember it. So if we start at the top with beryllium, beryllium is the lightest alkaline earth metals, and if emerald happens to be your birthstone, it contains beryllium, that beautiful green color. Beryllium not as useful as some of the others. Beryllium is used in the aerospace industry to make some very lightweight metals. It is alloyed or mixed with other metals and can be found and used in X-ray tubes. So sometimes there are some beryllium windows that are used there. So that is the lightest one. The next one down the alkaline earth metal is magnesium, and magnesium is a big deal. A couple real common places that you are going to encounter magnesium. One is the old-fashioned antacid that a lot of people have in their medicine chest, Phillips milk of magnesia, or a generic or store brand of something like that. This magnesium hydroxide compound is a wonderful thing for a laxative to help make people go potty if they need to, or to help absorb excess tummy acid. Now, if you have ever taken this because you have to, nobody drinks it for fun, I hope not, it has kind of a nasty, chalky taste, and that is due to this earthiness. Earth means does not dissolve well. And it says right on the bottle, shake well before drinking. And that's because the solids tend to fall to the bottom, and you have to shake it up really well to get the solids and the liquids all mixed before you drink this chalky stuff. When magnesium burns in air, it makes big, white, bright flashes. And magnesium, for that reason, has been used in flash powder, old-fashioned flash powder, flash bulbs. And if you see beautiful white fireworks, they very often contain the element magnesium, burns beautifully. Chlorophyll in plants that makes energy via photosynthesis is a magnesium compound. So very important to life and energy cycles on planet Earth. And one of those nutrients that you and I need to help us stay healthy is Mg, magnesium. As we continue to go down that list of group 2 alkaline earth metals, we come to calcium, Ca. Now, if I ask someone what parts of your body contain calcium, most of you have had somebody in your life say, make sure you drink your milk, make sure you get your cheese. I'm from Wisconsin, so dairy state, and that is because you need that calcium for strong bones and teeth. Now, I'm a mystery fan. I like reading mysteries. I like watching TV mysteries. And if a body has been found in the woods after 50 years or something, what is left? Well, it's going to be the bones and the teeth. Why are those going to be the last bits of a body after everything else has decomposed? Well, because they contain a lot of calcium. Calcium is an alkaline earth metal, and alkaline earth metals means does not dissolve very well. the organic bits, the calcium hydrogen, excuse me, the carbon hydrogen bits, the soft squishy muscles and fat and other tissues are gone. But because these calcium compounds just do not dissolve very well in water, they are going to be the last bits of the body that are going to be left behind. Calcium compounds also tend to be white. White like chalk, white like bones, white like the milk. Eggshells contain an awful lot of calcium. Limestone, calcium compound. Antacids. A lot of the antacids out there are calcium carbonate, which are basically chalk. The white cliffs of Dover are basically chalk, little remnants of microscopic sea creatures, tiny little itty bitty shells of these sea creatures formed under a lot of years of pressure and gravity that were then uplifted and eroded away. But calcium, fabulous, wonderful stuff, and they tend to make white compounds. The next alkaline earth metal, as we're going down the periodic table, is strontium. And one of the most spiffy things about strontium is it makes red flames. When you go to fireworks and you see beautiful, gorgeous red flames, often that is due to strontium. So strontium has these fabulous red flames they tend to make. And last but not least is barium. Barium makes yellow-green flames. We're going to talk about copper later, also makes green, but a different kind of green. If it's kind of a beautiful yellowy green, which is my favorite green, is that yellowy green, that's from barium. Now, those of you who are going into the medical field, you may encounter barium sulfate milkshakes, and they're not really milkshakes. But if someone has to have an x-ray of soft tissue, specifically of the GI tract, gastrointestinal tract, x-rays are going to go right through those soft tissues. So you have to have something sort of solid to take a picture of. In order to do that, the patient is going to have to drink this chalky tasting stuff, and that's the barium sulfate. They drink it, wait a period of time for it to populate the small intestines, take those x-rays, the barium sulfate is going to show up. They get a nice image of where the intestines are. And then eventually the barium sulfate will be expelled by the body. Things to know, remember, alkaline earths are all chalky. They taste chalky and they don't dissolve well. And that is really cool stuff about the alkaline earth metals. Oop, one more at the bottom of the pile. I forgot about radium. Radium is radioactive. Discovered about a little over 120 years ago or 100 years ago or so by Madame Curie and her husband Pierre Curie. And Madame and Pierre Curie were looking for something that was highly radioactive in a big pile of uranium ore. Well, they found something that was about 1 million times more radioactive than uranium. They spent years of their life purifying it, and they came up with radium. They actually got a Nobel Prize for the discovery of radium. Cool stuff, glows in the dark. For many years, for about the first half of the 1900s, people did not know it was dangerous, and because it was radioactive, could actually cause cancer. They thought it was kind of like magic, and it was in everything. They had jugs that were lined with radium so you could drink radioactive water. They had radium suppositories. Here's a radium belt to help men. Yeah, we're not even going there. We had dishes that contained radium that would glow in the dark. You can still find at antique stores clocks with radioactive radium dials. And they glow because radium is so highly radioactive and they're giving off such a high amount of alpha and gamma radiation that the energy given off, they actually can be seen in the dark. So if you encounter some of this stuff, remember, you cannot detect radiation with your 5 senses. You need a Geiger counter or some sort of a radiation counter in order to detect it. Bring it to a science lab somewhere, have somebody double check if you find something like this in Granny's attic when you're cleaning things out, and make sure that it is safe. All right, so that is radium. All right, I'm going to ask you to watch a couple videos of radium burning in air and then of calcium in water. And remember the trends as you're going down the periodic table, the metals get more reactive. So by the time you get through beryllium, magnesium, and calcium, as they go down, they're going to get more reactive as you go down that family. All right, see you later.